My name is Anton. I'm a handyman. My eyes kinda hurt. Recently, when I work at my desk at the office, checking my email and so on, I start to feel discomfort in my eyes. At first, I thought it was just eye strain. Even though I'm a handyman, I do a lot of desk work. There are times when I have to stare at a monitor all day. I'm a manager after all, but it was a little different than usual. It was as if something was moving around behind my eyes, and I felt a strange sensation. And it seems to be getting worse little by little.
What's wrong, Anton?
Ah, it's nothing. Alright, I'm gonna get myself together and continue working hard.
If so, that's fine.
Try not to worry the other handymen. I resumed my work. It was probably just tiredness. I mean, I had been working so hard lately. I haven't had a proper day off in a while. So I thought it was just fatigue and didn't pay much attention to it, but the next morning, I can't seem to get rid of this discomfort. Yesterday I came home late, and when I woke up in the morning, I noticed that the discomfort behind my eyes had not disappeared. Or rather, it had gotten worse. Then, rubbing my sleepy eyes, I went to the bathroom, and what I witnessed there was a shocking sight. Ah! This is a small snake? That is a snake, right? A snake about 10 centimeters long was sticking out of my eyeball. I almost fainted from such a sight. Hang on! But once I calmed down... Oh, right, I'm having a nightmare. Yes, this must be a dream. The real me must still be under the covers. The scene was so unrealistic that I was convinced I was in my dream world. Otherwise, there was no way I could be in this situation. So I punched myself in the cheek as hard as I could and tried to wake up from this nightmare, but I'm not waking up. Unfortunately, it was apparently not a dream. The snake was still popping and undulating out of my eye just the same. Is the snake really sticking out of my eye? I've had parasites and strange diseases many times before. I was sure this was one of them. Anyway, I'm gonna pull it out! I can't go on like this. With that in mind, I decided to pull the snake out. Holding it with my left hand so that my eyeball would not pop out, I managed to pull the snake out of my eye, and then... What the? The snake was wriggling vigorously in my hand. It was unmistakably a real snake. My eyes are... fine. I can see. Fortunately, my eyes can see as before. There seems to be nothing unusual. Then, a few hours later...
A snake!
Ah! Emily, don't scare me like that!
I'm sorry! I couldn't help but see!
After that, I went to work at the office as usual. But the incident is so unexpected that I couldn't tell anyone. I didn't want to worry everyone again, but... I had a strange dream yesterday. A snake jumped out of Alex's eye. I was wondering if there are snakes like that out there, so I was researching it. Do you know anything about it, Emily? I asked Emily about snakes. Because I couldn't find anything on the internet that was similar. Then Emily said,
I've never heard of snakes coming out through your eyes. But I've heard that dreams about snakes have both good and bad meanings according to dream fortune telling.
Dream fortune telling?
Yes! I like fortune telling, so I look it up a lot. In a good meaning, it can mean strength of life force and abundance of wisdom. On the contrary, bad meanings project vindictiveness, temptation, and destruction.
Strength of life force, destruction.
But basically, a dream where a snake appears is a symbol of a good dream. Snakes are creatures that shed their skin, so they can also indicate a rebirth or a fresh start for something that has accumulated.
Shedding skin, huh?
Huh?
To be honest, it didn't quite click with me, because this is something that actually happened. Then... Anton! Right, let's go volunteering! Volunteer! We're in Taro, and you guys too! Today, everyone from the handyman club at a nearby high school was supposed to help clean up the town. Anton, you seem to be acting, differently than usual? Is something wrong?
Really? He seems as he always is to me.
It's nothing, just a little tired. Other than the snakes coming out of my eyes, things are just as usual. On this day, it didn't seem like any snakes were coming out of my eyes since, and I made sure it didn't faze me anyway, but... The next day, too, Ah! And the day after that. Ah! And the day after that. Every day, snakes started coming out of my eyes. Each time I had to pull them out myself. And whether they were planting eggs, I don't know, but however much I took them out, one snake after another kept coming. This one's a corn snake, and this one is a ball python. What is going on? And to make matters worse, every snake that came out of my body was a different species. It's like watching a snake sample fair. It wasn't as if one particular species was coming out of me. When I examined them, their habitats were sparse, and some of them were species that shouldn't even be in the country. Snakes? Yes, I've started getting snakes coming out of my eyes. I could no longer carry this problem alone. So I decided to consult Dr. Asagi, a genius surgeon at the university hospital. Whatever the reason, I just wanted a medical opinion. Then Dr. Asagiri said, "Snakes from the eyes, I see. Is that a neurosurgeon, Shibamine? I've got one deranged crank here." Hey, hang on, you've got to believe me! It seems that Dr. Asagiri thinks I've lost my mind. Is what you're saying really true? Then he decided to take me for CT and MRI. The results of the detailed examination came back. There were no abnormalities found in your body, Anton. No way! I'm pretty sure. However, the test results showed us no abnormalities. No snakes live in my head. And there was no evidence that they ever lived there either. To begin with, the optic nerves and muscles are densely packed in the back of the eyeball. Structurally, it is not designed for a snake-like creature to survive. Breeding is just out of the question. Besides, I have never heard of a snake that can paralyze a person's brain. Yeah, I guess you're right. Even with modern medical science, it seems I can't do anything about it. In the end, we were unable to identify the snake that came out of my eyes. But that's what Dr. Asagiri is saying, so there must be no mistake. After all, surely that was just a hallucination caused by fatigue. Then where in the world did the snakes in this tank come from? I shook off the question that was nagging in my head and decided not to think too much about it anymore. However, it's still coming out. As I thought, snakes are still coming out of my eyes. When I got home, there was another snake coming out of my eye. It was a very real sensation. This was definitely not a hallucination. Ah! No matter how many times I pulled it out, one snake after another kept coming out. Snake! Snake! If this is how it's gonna be, I'll go as far as I can go. I had no other method to get them, so I decided to keep pulling them out until they stopped coming out. This would be the 43rd. By this time, my aquarium tank was stacked several high and was overflowing with a wide variety of snakes. At times, as many as 5 snakes a day would appear. This guy is the last. There was no sign of any snakes coming out of the eyes, and it had already been a week since the first one came out.
Are you okay, Anton?
I'll have to feed them when I get home. Wait for me, John and Paul. Oh, and Rosemary. By this time, I'd started naming each snake that came out of my eyes, because I'm the creator of those guys.
Anton? Anton?
Ah!
Anton, are you alright?
I'm absolutely fine. Emily?
It's Emily! You are definitely not okay.
To be honest, I was already in a neurotic state. My head was already full of snakes, and I wasn't in any condition to do my job properly. How much of it is gonna come out? However many times I pull it out. And that night too, the snakes kept coming out endlessly, as if it was an endless nightmare. There were no longer enough tanks to fit the snakes in, and the snakes that came out of my eyes were swarming all over the room. The number was too much to keep track of anymore. Ah! Ah! I can't take it anymore! If I don't do something, I'll go crazy! I just gotta do it. I was already going crazy at this point. I was in no condition to make normal decisions. I thought that there was no other way to escape from the snakes other than this. If I didn't have eyes, it wouldn't come out anymore. If I crush it... The next moment... Ah! Without hesitation, I stabbed the knife into my eye. And at that moment, I thought to myself... Ah! I wonder if I'm going to end up wearing an eye patch like Dr. Asagiri. It's pretty cool, isn't it? And then I lost consciousness. At the same time as my right eye and its eyesight.
Belladonna. Belladonna, also known as the witch's flower, causes intoxication symptoms such as nausea, dizziness, increased pulse rate, and abnormal excitement when taken in excess, and even hallucinations like a drug. This is a special fragrance I've concocted. But it took a week for him to get completely delirious. As I thought, a dangerous man. But I'll take your pocket watch. This is Grace. I succeeded in retrieving the item. It seems he had it on him after all. I'll return to the church immediately.
Understood. Thank you, Grace. I wonder how many hours had passed after that. Huh? When I woke up, it was morning outside. What did I... And the snakes were gone in my room. My eye, which I was sure I crushed, had nothing wrong with it. Now what the... So it was a dream? I must have been very tired because I fell asleep like I'd passed out.
Anton? I wonder if Anton is all right. I came to see if he was all right. What? It's a snake.
Dream of snakes has both good and bad meanings. Vitality, destruction, and shedding. Huh? It's gone! Where did it go? I didn't realize it at the time, but... And the darkness was coming just around the corner. Where did you go?